There is a remarkable strength within every woman that the world often underestimates. It is not simply the strength to endure hardship or to survive difficult moments. It is the strength to create, to inspire, to transform, and to lead. A woman's greatest power is not found in the volume of her voice, but in the value of her vision. Every great achievement begins with someone who believes that something better is possible, and countless women throughout history have proven that determination has no gender. The moment a woman recognizes that she was not born to live beneath fear, doubt, or limitation, she begins to unlock a level of potential that changes not only her own life, but also the lives of everyone around her. Real power is not about demanding recognition. It is about becoming so valuable that your impact cannot be ignored. Too many women spend years trying to fit into expectations created by other people instead of discovering who they were truly meant to become. Society may attempt to define success, beauty, intelligence, or worth, but none of those opinions determine a woman's true value. The greatest tragedy is not that someone doubts your ability. It is when you begin to doubt yourself because of their opinion. Every woman carries unique gifts, talents, ideas, and abilities that no one else on earth can duplicate in exactly the same way. The world does not need another copy of someone else. It needs women who have the courage to embrace their originality, develop their talents, and confidently contribute what only they can offer. The day you stop asking for permission to become your best self is the day your real journey begins. One of the greatest forms of power is the ability to influence without forcing control. Influence comes from character, consistency, wisdom, and integrity. A woman who develops these qualities naturally becomes someone others trust and respect. Her presence brings confidence into uncertain situations. Her words encourage people to keep moving forward when they feel like giving up. Her example teaches lessons that speeches alone could never communicate. Real influence is built day after day through small decisions, disciplined habits, and unwavering commitment to personal growth. Long after titles disappear and positions change, character continues to leave an unforgettable legacy. A powerful woman understands that education is more than collecting information. It is the process of expanding the mind and preparing for greater opportunities. Every book read, every skill learned, every challenge accepted, and every lesson embraced becomes another brick in the foundation of her future. Knowledge gives confidence because preparation removes unnecessary fear. The woman who continues learning never becomes trapped by yesterday's limitations because she is constantly preparing herself for tomorrow's possibilities. She refuses to allow her current circumstances to define her future because she knows that growth is always available to those willing to pursue it. Confidence is not pretending to be fearless. Confidence is moving forward despite uncertainty because you trust your ability to learn, adapt, and overcome. Every successful woman has faced moments of rejection, criticism, disappointment, and failure. The difference is that they refuse to allow temporary setbacks to become permanent identities. They understood that failure is an event, not a person. Every obstacle carries a lesson, every delay develops patience, and every challenge strengthens resilience. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" they ask, "What can this experience teach me?" That mindset transforms obstacles into opportunities for growth. The power of a woman also lies in her ability to build rather than destroy. She has the capacity to create environments where people feel encouraged, supported, and inspired to become better versions of themselves. Whether she leads a business, raises a family, mentors young people, manages a team, or serves her community, her influence extends far beyond the responsibilities listed on paper. Her attitude can create hope where there was discouragement. Her encouragement can awaken confidence in someone who had forgotten their own potential. Her leadership can inspire others to pursue excellence instead of settling for mediocrity. This is the quiet strength that changes generations. There comes a time when every woman must stop apologizing for having ambition. Dreaming big is not arrogance. It is recognizing that your abilities were given to be developed, not hidden. Ambition guided by purpose creates innovation, progress, and opportunity. Never allow anyone to convince you that your dreams are too large or your goals are unrealistic. Every remarkable achievement in history once existed only in someone's imagination. Progress belongs to those who are willing to believe in possibilities before the world sees evidence. The future belongs to women who are bold enough to pursue excellence without allowing fear to negotiate away their potential. A woman's greatest competition is never another woman. The real competition is between who she is today and who she has the potential to become tomorrow. Comparing yourself with others steals joy, confidence, and focus. Every person's journey follows a different timeline because every purpose is unique. Instead of measuring your progress against someone else's achievements, measure it against your own growth. Celebrate every improvement, no matter how small, every disciplined choice, every new habit, every lesson learned, and every obstacle overcome is evidence that you are becoming stronger than yesterday. Consistent progress always produces extraordinary results over time. The world often celebrates visible success while overlooking the invisible preparation that creates it. Behind every confident woman are countless hours of learning, practicing, sacrificing, failing, improving, and refusing to quit. Greatness is rarely built in moments of applause. It is built in moments when no one is watching. The discipline to continue working when recognition has not yet arrived separates those who dream from those who achieve. Excellence is never an accident. It is the reward of daily commitment to becoming better than you were before. Never underestimate the power of your voice. Your words have the ability to encourage, educate, inspire, and uplift. Speak with purpose. Speak with wisdom. Speak with confidence. Refuse to allow negativity to become the language of your life. The conversations you have with yourself determine the confidence you carry into the world. Replace self-doubt with belief. Replace excuses with action. Replace fear with preparation. The strongest voice you will ever hear is the one inside your own mind. So make sure it continually reminds you that your possibilities are greater than your limitations. Finally, remember that true power is not measured by how many people serve you, but by how many people become stronger because you chose to lead with excellence. A powerful woman creates opportunities instead of waiting for them. She builds solutions instead of complaining about problems. She invests in her growth, protects her peace, values her integrity, and refuses to settle for less than her highest potential. She understands that success is not simply reaching the top, but helping others rise along the way. When a woman fully embraces her purpose, develops her abilities, and lives with courage, confidence, and discipline, she becomes an unstoppable force whose influence extends far beyond her own lifetime. That is the true power of a woman. One of the greatest discoveries a woman can ever make is that her value was never meant to be determined by the opinions of other people. Too often, the world teaches women to measure themselves by comparison, approval, appearance, or external achievements. But comparison is a poor mirror because it only reflects what someone else has, not what you were created to contribute. Your greatest asset is not your ability to imitate another person's success. It is your ability to develop the unique strengths that already exist within you. Every woman carries ideas that have never been expressed, talents that have never been fully developed, and possibilities that are waiting for the courage to be explored. The tragedy is not that these gifts are absent. It is that many people live their entire lives without ever discovering them. The moment you stop searching for your identity in the expectations of others and begin investing in your own growth, you step into a level of confidence that cannot be shaken by criticism or temporary setbacks. Think about a seed resting quietly beneath the soil. To someone looking from the surface, it appears small, insignificant, and powerless, yet hidden inside that tiny seed is the complete design of a mighty tree. It already contains the potential to produce shade, bear fruit, withstand storms, and even give life to future generations through countless more seeds. The difference between the seed and the tree is not potential, it is development. In the same way, every woman carries incredible potential that may not yet be visible to the world. Just because people cannot see your abilities today does not mean they do not exist. Potential is invisible until it is nurtured through learning, discipline, persistence, and action. Never allow your current position to convince you that your future is limited. What you are capable of becoming is far greater than what others can presently imagine. Many women spend years waiting for someone to discover their talent, encourage their dreams, or open a door for them. While encouragement is valuable, it should never become a requirement for progress. The responsibility of discovering your purpose belongs to you. The responsibility of developing your abilities belongs to you. No one can study on your behalf, build your character for you, strengthen your discipline for you, or make your decisions for you. The most powerful moment in life comes when you stop waiting for circumstances to change and begin changing yourself. Growth begins the day you decide that your future will no longer be controlled by excuses, fear, or the limitations that others have placed upon you. Every skill can be improved. Every weakness can become stronger. Every dream can move one step closer to reality when you commit yourself to consistent development. There is also a danger in underestimating yourself simply because your progress seems slow. Greatness is rarely revealed overnight. The strongest foundations are built one brick at a time, and lasting success grows through daily improvement rather than sudden achievement. Every book you read, every new skill you practice, every challenge you overcome, and every lesson you learn is adding strength to the person you are becoming. Never despise small beginnings because they often prepare you for extraordinary responsibilities. A woman who commits herself to continuous growth will eventually reach places that once seemed impossible, not because of luck, but because she refused to stop developing her potential. Imagine an eagle raised among chickens from the moment it hatches. It watches the chickens scratch the ground, so it begins scratching too. It sees them flutter only a few feet into the air, so it believes that is all flying can ever be. Day after day, it lives beneath its true ability because it has accepted the environment's limitations as its own. Then one day, it looks into the sky and sees another eagle soaring effortlessly above the mountains. For the first time, it realizes that it was never created to spend its life confined to the ground. In that moment, everything changes. The eagle does not receive new wings. It simply discovers the ones it already had. Many women live the same way, believing they are limited because of what they have always seen around them. But the day you recognize the greatness that already exists within you, you stop living according to other people's expectations and begin rising toward your own highest potential. Your power has always been there. It has simply been waiting for you to discover it, develop it, and courageously allow it to soar. Confidence is one of the most misunderstood qualities in life. Many people believe that confidence is something you are born with, but true confidence is built, not inherited. It is the result of preparation, discipline, and the decision to keep moving forward despite uncertainty. A woman does not become confident because life has always been easy for her. She becomes confident because she has faced moments that tested her strength and chose not to surrender. Every challenge she overcomes adds another layer to her belief in herself. Every lesson she learns becomes another reason to trust her own judgment. Confidence is not the absence of fear. It is the determination to act even when fear is present. The woman who waits until she feels completely fearless may spend her entire life waiting, but the woman who moves forward despite fear gradually discovers that courage grows stronger with every step she takes. One of the greatest enemies of confidence is self-doubt. Self-doubt whispers, that you are not qualified enough, not experienced enough, or not capable enough to pursue your dreams. It convinces you that someone else is always better prepared or more deserving. But self-doubt has no authority unless you choose to believe it. The voice inside your mind can either become your greatest source of strength or your greatest obstacle. Every day you must choose which voice you will listen to. When you continually remind yourself of your limitations, your actions become smaller than your potential. But when you remind yourself that every expert was once a beginner and every successful person once stood exactly where you stand today, you begin to replace hesitation with determination. Confidence begins with the conversation you have with yourself before the world ever hears your voice. Preparation is the foundation upon which lasting confidence is built. The more you invest in learning, improving, and sharpening your abilities, the less you have to depend on luck or approval. Imagine an archer preparing to hit a distant target. Before releasing the arrow, countless hours have already been spent practicing posture, focus, breathing, and precision. When the moment arrives, success is not the result of chance, but of preparation. The same principle applies to life. A woman who consistently develops her knowledge, strengthens her skills, and embraces opportunities to grow walks into every room with quiet confidence because she knows she has done the work. Her confidence does not come from pretending to know everything. It comes from knowing that she is always willing to learn whatever is necessary to succeed. Preparation transforms uncertainty into readiness and dreams into achievable goals. There will be seasons when criticism, rejection, or unexpected failure attempt to shake your confidence. These moments have the power either to weaken your spirit or to strengthen your character. Picture a sculptor shaping a magnificent statue from a rough block of stone. Every strike of the hammer appears harsh, and every piece that falls away might seem like damage to an observer. Yet the sculptor understands that each strike is revealing the masterpiece hidden within. Life often works in the same way. Every disappointment removes unnecessary fear. Every setback teaches valuable wisdom, and every obstacle develops greater resilience. Instead of allowing difficult experiences to convince you that you are not enough, allow them to shape you into someone wiser, stronger, and more prepared for the opportunities that lie ahead. What feels like a setback today may actually be preparing you for responsibilities you could not have carried before. A truly confident woman does not spend her energy competing with everyone around her because she understands that her greatest responsibility is to become the fullest expression of her own potential. She celebrates the success of others without feeling threatened because she knows that another person's achievements do not reduce her own possibilities. She measures progress by how much she has grown, how much she has learned, and how faithfully she has developed the abilities entrusted to her. Every day becomes an opportunity to become wiser than yesterday, stronger than yesterday, and more disciplined than yesterday. That kind of confidence cannot be taken away by criticism, temporary failure, or changing circumstances because it is rooted in continuous growth. When a woman commits herself to lifelong learning, disciplined action, and unwavering belief in her ability to improve, she carries within her a confidence that shines quietly yet powerfully, inspiring everyone around her to believe that they too can rise beyond their limitations. True leadership is never determined by a title, a position, or the number of people who follow you. Leadership begins long before recognition arrives. It begins with the decision to take responsibility for your own life. A woman who leads herself with discipline, integrity, and purpose naturally becomes someone others are willing to trust. She understands that influence is not something that is demanded. It is something that is earned through consistent actions over time. People may admire talent for a moment, but they follow character for a lifetime. Your greatest qualification as a leader is not how loudly you speak or how confidently you stand before a crowd. It is whether your daily choices reflect the values you encourage others to embrace. Every decision you make, every promise you keep, and every challenge you face with integrity strengthens your ability to influence the people around you in meaningful ways. Imagine a lighthouse standing on the edge of a rocky coastline. It does not chase ships across the sea, nor does it force anyone to follow its light. It simply stands firm, shining consistently through storms, darkness, and uncertainty. Because of that consistency, sailors trust its guidance and safely find their way. A woman of true character leads in much the same way. She does not waste her energy trying to control everyone around her or seeking constant approval. Instead, she remains steady in her principles, reliable in her actions, and faithful to her commitments. Her consistency becomes a source of confidence for others. When people know they can depend on your honesty, your wisdom, and your calmness under pressure, your influence grows naturally. Lasting leadership is not built by impressing people once. It is built by serving them faithfully every day. One of the greatest misconceptions about influence is that it belongs only to those who occupy positions of authority. In reality, every woman influences someone, whether she realizes it or not. A mother shapes the mindset of her children. A teacher inspires students to dream beyond their circumstances. A businesswoman sets an example for her colleagues. A friend can encourage someone to keep going when they are ready to give up. Even the way you respond to ordinary situations teaches people something about resilience, patience, and character. Your influence is not limited by your profession or your age. It is expanded by the quality of your example. Long after people forget your achievements, they will remember how you treated them, how you made them feel, and how your life encouraged them to believe in themselves. That is the kind of influence that outlives success. Leadership also requires the courage to make difficult decisions when easier choices seem more attractive. There will be moments when compromise appears convenient, when remaining silent seems safer than speaking with wisdom, or when following the crowd feels easier than standing by your principles. Yet true character is revealed precisely in those moments. Think of a captain guiding a ship through a violent storm. If the captain allows panic to determine every decision, the entire crew is placed at risk. But when the captain remains calm, focused, and committed to the correct course, confidence spreads throughout the ship. In the same way, a woman of influence understands that her response to pressure matters more than the pressure itself. Challenges become opportunities to demonstrate maturity, patience, and strength. People are inspired not because life was easy for her, but because she remained faithful to her values when life became difficult. The most powerful leaders never measure success solely by what they accomplish for themselves. They measure success by how many lives become stronger because they chose to lead with excellence. A truly influential woman celebrates the achievements of others, shares knowledge generously, encourages hidden potential, and creates opportunities for those who come after her. She understands that leadership is not about standing above people, but about lifting people higher. Her words build confidence instead of fear. Her actions create unity instead of division. Her presence brings hope instead of discouragement. She leaves every place better than she found it because she understands that the highest form of success is not accumulating recognition, but multiplying positive impact. When a woman commits herself to leading with integrity, wisdom, humility, and unwavering character, her influence reaches far beyond her own lifetime, leaving a legacy that continues to inspire generations she may never even meet. Every woman's journey will include moments that test her determination. There will be seasons when carefully made plans fall apart, opportunities disappear without warning, and doors she expected to open remain firmly closed. In those moments, it is easy to believe that life is working against you. Yet some of the greatest transformations begin in the middle of disappointment. Challenges are not designed to announce the end of your story. They often introduce a new chapter that you never imagined. The obstacle standing before you today may actually be preparing you for a level of strength, wisdom, and maturity that comfort could never produce. A woman who understands this refuses to define herself by temporary circumstances. Instead of asking why difficulties have appeared, she begins asking how those experiences can shape her into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. Imagine a piece of coal buried deep beneath the earth. At first glance, it appears ordinary and unremarkable. Yet when exposed to immense pressure over time, that same carbon is transformed into a diamond. The pressure did not destroy its value, it revealed it. Life often works according to the same principle. Pressure has the ability to expose qualities that remain hidden during comfortable seasons. Patience grows when waiting becomes difficult. Courage grows when fear must be confronted. Resilience grows when giving up seems easier than continuing. Every challenge carries within it the opportunity to develop a strength that cannot be learned from success alone. The woman who embraces this truth stops fearing difficult seasons because she understands that every trial is shaping qualities that will serve her long after the hardship has passed. Failure is another experience that many people misunderstand. Too often, failure is treated as a final destination instead of a valuable teacher. Every successful achievement is usually built upon countless attempts that did not go as planned. Think of an inventor creating something completely new. Rarely does the first design become the finished masterpiece. There are mistakes to correct, ideas to improve, and countless adjustments before success finally arrives. Each unsuccessful attempt provides information that makes the next attempt better. Life follows a similar pattern. Every setback teaches a lesson that success alone could never provide. Every disappointment reveals areas where growth is still needed. Instead of allowing failure to convince you that you are incapable, allow it to educate you. A woman who learns from failure becomes wiser with every experience, while a woman who fears failure may never discover what she is truly capable of achieving. There are also moments when unexpected change forces you to leave behind what is familiar. Change can feel uncomfortable because it requires letting go of certainty in exchange for possibility. Imagine an eagle perched on the highest branch of a tree. As long as it remains holding tightly to that branch, it will never experience the freedom of soaring through the sky. It must first release what feels secure before it can discover the power of its wings. Many women remain attached to environments, habits, or fears that no longer support their growth simply because they seem familiar. But growth often begins where comfort ends. Every new challenge stretches your thinking, strengthens your confidence, and expands your vision. Instead of resisting change, embrace it as an invitation to become the person your future requires you to be. A powerful woman eventually realizes that every obstacle can become a stepping stone when approached with the right mindset. She no longer sees problems as permanent barriers, but as opportunities to discover new abilities within herself. She understands that resilience is not built during easy seasons, but through consistent perseverance when circumstances become difficult. Every challenge she overcomes becomes part of her testimony of growth. Every lesson she learns equips her to encourage someone else facing a similar struggle. She refuses to allow bitterness, fear, or disappointment to define her future because she knows that her greatest victories are often born from her greatest battles. When a woman chooses to respond to adversity with courage, determination, continuous learning, and unwavering hope for a better tomorrow, she transforms every setback into preparation for greater success. The obstacles that once appeared to block her path eventually become the very foundation upon which she builds a life of purpose, influence, and lasting achievement. One of the greatest measures of a woman's success is not found in the awards she receives, the wealth she accumulates, or the position she holds. Those achievements are valuable, but they are temporary. The true measure of success is found in the lives that become stronger because she chose to use her gifts with purpose. Every woman has the ability to leave a mark that extends far beyond her own lifetime. The question is not whether you will leave a legacy. The question is what kind of legacy you will leave. Every decision you make, every value you demonstrate, every lesson you teach, and every person you encourage becomes part of a story that continues long after you are gone. A meaningful life is not measured by how long you live, but by how deeply your influence continues to inspire others. A woman who understands this no longer lives only for personal achievement. She begins living to create lasting value for generations to come. Imagine a candle lighting another candle. The first flame does not become smaller because it shares its light. Instead, the room becomes brighter with every new flame that is ignited. This is how true empowerment works. A powerful woman does not fear the success of another woman because she understands that helping someone else rise never causes her to fall. She celebrates progress instead of competing with it. She shares knowledge instead of hiding it. She encourages confidence instead of creating insecurity. She understands that leadership is not about being the only one who shines, but about helping others discover that they can shine as well. The greatest leaders are remembered not because they stood alone at the top, but because they inspired countless others to climb higher than they ever believed possible. Every woman possesses experiences that can become valuable lessons for someone else. The struggles you have overcome, the failures you have learned from, the victories you have earned, and the wisdom you have gained all carry the power to encourage another person who is walking a similar path. Never underestimate the importance of your story. Someone who feels discouraged today may find hope because you chose to speak honestly about your journey. Someone who doubts their ability may regain confidence because they see what determination accomplished in your life. Influence is not reserved for famous people or public figures. It belongs to every individual who chooses to use their experiences to build others rather than simply impress them. Your greatest contribution may not be something you accomplish for yourself, but something you awaken in someone else's life. Think about a gardener planting a tree. The gardener knows that the tree may take years before it reaches its full height and provides shade for others. Yet the gardener continues watering it faithfully because the vision extends beyond the present moment. In time, people who never planted the tree will enjoy its fruit, rest beneath its branches, and benefit from its strength. Legacy is built in the same way. Every act of kindness, every word of encouragement, every skill you teach, and every opportunity you create is like planting a seed whose harvest may appear years later. You may never fully witness the impact of your investment, but that does not diminish its importance. A woman who thinks beyond today begins making decisions that will benefit people she may never even meet. That kind of vision transforms ordinary actions into extraordinary influence. Never underestimate what can happen when a woman decides to stop living according to limitations and starts living according to purpose. History has never been changed by people who settled for average. It has always been shaped by individuals who had the courage to rise above fear, challenge ordinary thinking, and remain committed to becoming the very best version of themselves. The same opportunity stands before every woman today. Your background does not determine your destination. Your past mistakes do not define your future. Your current circumstances do not limit your possibilities. What matters most is the decision you make from this moment forward. Every new day is an invitation to become wiser, stronger, more disciplined, and more courageous than you were yesterday.